Hi, friends. Um, Today, as you can tell, there is there's no nature, no woods, no nice background because we're finally getting some rain today, which is a much needed thing. I'm sure my three friends are happy about it because it hasn't rained for quite some time. But today, I wanted to talk about why most people are not happy with their lives. And if that's not the case for you, then that's fine. Don't take it personal. This is a this is a generally speaking uh, situation scenario. For the most part, for everyone out there, we're not really doing what we're meant to be doing. And we may go on doing things for a long extended period of time without figuring these things out and realizing that. But every once in a while, that nagging voice in our heads, in our minds, keep reminding us that there's got to be something more to it. There's got to be something else. This can't be it. That type of voice in your head that's telling you things like this. The lighting is kind of shitty here, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. It's the message that matters, guys. So what happens is we all have our gifts, the things that we are born with. That is like innate ability, whether it is whatever we are spiritually attuned to it, or if it's just a skill set that you carry life after life after life. And what happens is if we don't do that, which is what we are meant to do, at some point we're gonna call ourselves out on it. That's how it works. For some people, it may take a long time. For others, it may happen sooner rather than later. But regardless, it'll happen. Eventually, it happens at some point. And that's your natural. I'm gonna call it spiritual alarm clock, calling yourself out on it because you didn't do it, right? So, and as long as we're not doing what we are supposed to be doing, whatever that may be, whatever we are meant to do, whatever whatever our gift is, our unique gift, it could be more than one too. That's the other thing. Most of us will have multiple gifts. It's not gonna be just one thing, but there's gonna be like this one specific thing, this one thing that you're gonna be really good at it more than anything else, and that's what your thing is. But because we live our lives without most of the time ever even knowing that stuff or pursuing it or finding out what it is, there's never going to be a feeling of being fulfilled. And this may have many names. You can call it, whatever, happiness, joy, you know. But the thing is, you you will never have true happiness and things like this unless you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's the thing. That's why when you're not doing whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, you're always gonna feel this void that you can't explain. You don't know what it is, You can't quite put your finger on it, but you just know intuitively somehow. Every once in a while, you remind yourself of that. But then you just fall back into routine and old habits and whatever, your daily life, and you just keep blowing it off and forgetting about it and ignoring it. And at some point, you're gonna have to stop ignoring that stuff and just face it and deal with it. And it's gonna be way better when you do that than when you just keep blowing yourself off day after day. And it's really sad that, most people live their lives and they never figure these things out, and they never understand why they have this feeling, why sometimes they feel like their lives are empty. Because deep down inside, you just know. But then there's all these layers of programming and conditioning that we've been heavily indoctrinated by, to never look at ourselves that way, and to not even be capable of believing in ourselves and knowing that we can do whatever it is that we put our heart and mind into it, our souls, whatever. It's one of those things that this is undeniable. It happens to everyone. This is everybody's lives, really. And yeah, there will be some people that, depending the environment that they were raised in and financial situation and things like that, that they will never even bother with stuff like that, because if you're financially comfortable, you tend not to look at things like this, because there's a lot of stuff that money can provide that will make you overlook these deeper aspects of yourself. It's a lot easier to overlook these things if you're a wealthy person and if you have everything that money can buy. And that's the other thing that, a lot of people don't realize is, like, people idolize people with money and certain positions in society, famous people, actors, singers, you name it, politicians. It doesn't matter who your famous favorite person is. What matters is you don't really know what's happening behind closed doors in that person's private life. But I can assure you that just because they have a lot of money and a lot of fame, that doesn't mean that they got their lives put together like someone who doesn't have access to those things may have. It's pretty ironic when you look at it, really. But yeah, that's the whole thing. That's how it is. So, in an ideal scenario, what you want to do is find out what your calling is, what your gift is, whatever that may be, and you want to nurture that and go all in on that. I don't know why my voice is messed up today. But yeah, this is what you want to do. You want to find out whatever that is, and you really want to just dedicate yourself to that, and then everything is going to be fine. Everything is going to work itself out, and that's how it works. But as long as you're, like, continuing to live in this illusionary world where you're not listening to your heart, listening to your soul, listening to yourself. You know, that voice of reason that every once in a while pops in there and is like, hey, you know, this is not it. You know, that's not what you want to be doing. You know you're not happy doing this. Why do you continue to do that? And most of the time, and most people, we ignore these things. But you can only keep fooling yourself for so long until you're gonna do something about it. And if you're still watching this, you're one of those people. So find out whatever that is, and just, go for that. That's how you're gonna change your life in pretty much every aspect of it. Because when we are aligned with ourselves and we are doing what we are meant to be doing, the universe will reward us greatly for that. Because now all these energies and all these things are going to be like providing you with the things that you need to have to do what you're meant to be doing. That's it. And this is really all I wanted to talk about today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get some good weather and I'll be able to go out again, but I don't know yet. We'll see. So I love you all, and I will catch you all next time, my friends. Take care.